Hello, everybody. It's Father Stu here from Old St. Mary's Catholic Church here in Chicago. During this time when we're away from regular parish life, when we're very much away from each other as well, it can be difficult to try to keep up our spiritual life in the way that we're used to. But it's a good thing to be able to use all the tools that are available to us in this day and age. And among them are the things that we can find online, virtually. So I just thought I'd do the briefest of orientations, introductions, a quick overview of just a few things that are out there, just to kind of give us a sense of what's available. So without further ado, I'm going to make myself small here. There we go. And go into my browser. So first things first, hopefully we're all familiar with the Old St. Mary's website. This is just important to go to periodically to keep updated with what's happening in the parish and see what's going on. It's also a place where you can click to live stream the Masses. So we've got a link right up here near the top. Click here to stream live, just like that. We've always got a note here from our pastor. And as we scroll down, you also want to pay attention to these other links, including the bulletin. So you can still click on the bulletin and keep updated on what's happening there. So this is our website. And then, of course, you want to be familiar with the Facebook page. You don't have to know the web address. You can always just go in and search Old St. Mary's Church in Chicago on Facebook. But there, too, we keep our Facebook. We live stream our Masses on there as well. So you'll see May 20th right there. You'll see previous Masses posted. You can always click videos if you want to see them all together. It can be a little easier. Okay, so there's the Facebook page, which you may be seeing this on right now, so you may already be familiar with that. We also have a Twitter account. If you're on Twitter, make sure to follow Old St. Mary's there, and likewise, you can get your updates and Masses posted there as well. Okay, so lots of ways that we can stay connected to each other. Okay. Now, one of the first things I thought we'd look at is the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops website, the USCCB. So if you just go to usccb.org in your browser, and what I'm particularly interested in looking at is this little calendar over here is a calendar of the daily readings. So these are the readings that we're doing at Mass every day. So it's really helpful, whether you're planning on live streaming Masses or you just want to keep it up to date with the readings of the day for your own spiritual well-being, then please check this out. You go to daily readings. So let's say I want to go to May 20. I can have a look here, Wednesday of the 6th week of Easter. And there we go. There's the first reading from Acts. There's the Psalm. And there's the Gospel. So there you have it. And the other handy thing here as we go under items of interest, these items are quite interesting. One is the daily readings in audio. So that's pretty cool to have. If you like, you can just click on the appropriate day and you'll just have an audio recording of the reading. The daily reflections are also really cool. So these are just brief little videos, little homilies based on the readings themselves. Okay. So it'll take you to the USCCB YouTube page, and you just kind of flip through that. So that's one resource, the usccb.org. Kind of handy. Next thing is the Paulist Fathers seminarians. These guys are unbelievable. Really great zeal. I really love what they're doing. This new series called Homebound that they started creating specifically for this period of time during coronavirus, when we're all staying at home and often in isolation, and how that impacts our lives and our spiritual well-being, because it obviously does. A good place to start is their introduction. This is all on the Paulist Fathers YouTube account. So if you went to YouTube and just search this, Paulist Fathers Homebound, or just Paulist Fathers, you'll find it eventually, I'm sure. But I'll link to that in the description of this video. So just a little intro. There's our buddy Deacon Palapagini, soon to be ordained priest. There's Mike Crookshank. Just all the fellas here. And they've got a really great series going on, and really nice insights. They have fun things too, like movie night. They'll talk about movies they'd watch and little spiritual connections for them and that kind of thing. So that's called Homebound. I'm a fan. Next, you may have heard of Lectio Divina, which means sacred reading. That's another really helpful spiritual practice that can be really fruitful to kind of dig into the scriptures. And it's a way of contemplating it and meditating upon it and then kind of incorporating it into your daily life. So you just sort of ask yourself what God may be speaking to you through that scripture passage. And so I find this to be a really helpful introduction from Father James Martin. He's a Jesuit priest and editor at American Magazine, and of course a spiritual author of wonderful books like Jesus, A Pilgrimage. I very much recommend My Life with the Saints, many others. And so check that out. I'll link to it as well. Just a nice brief introduction in how you might do the practice of Lectio Divina and praying with Scripture. That's what it's all about. So check that out. Next resource is Pray As You Go, prayasugo.org. So this also is happens to be a Jesuit ministry. You can actually either go to the website, prayasugo.org, or you can also download the apps here. You see on the Google Play or in the App Store, and then you can get the daily prayers. And what they are is like daily meditations that are a combination.
Today is Wednesday, the 20th of May, in the 6th week of Easter.
Yeah, there you go. Nice little bell to start you off. Just nice, brief little meditations with a combo of music, often scripture, little reflections that go along with it. It's a great, short, bite-sized thing to be able to listen to, on your commute, for example, if you're on the train or in the car, or walking or what have you. It's just a really nice way to get the day going in prayer. So I really recommend that, and there's one for every weekday and then one for the weekend. And they also have other resources. If you click this tab over here, you'll see prayer tools. They have little audio retreats as well. So I think what they're doing there is just really clever, because it just helps for people who are on the go. That's the whole idea, right? Pray as you go. And then finally, I'm going to do a longer, more considered sort of video on how to do this, because it's something that's popular, and I think that's can be really spiritually beneficial as well. And that's IBRE. It's just the breviary, but electronic, so also known as the Liturgy of the Hours. The Liturgy of the Hours is the prayer of the whole church. Sometimes there's a misconception, I think, that this is just for priests and deacons and religious, because canon law says that we are to pray those every day. But it's really, it's not for that group. It's the prayer of the church. It's for everybody to mark time and to honor God in this very special, very deeply scriptural way. That I think is really beautiful, a way to pray for and with one another at this time. Above all, I think is really critical. So I'm going to do a little bit more on iBreviary, but just to be aware that it's there. You can go to ibreviary.org, or you can just look for it in your own app store. Okay, all right. So there you have just the most basic of kind of introductions, overviews, whatever we want to call it, of some things that are out there. And again, please be sure to keep checking our website and our social media stuff to see what we've going on. For example, here in May, we're doing every Wednesday night a rosary time, and I think we're just going to keep creative with the virtual stuff that we can offer and faith formation opportunities. So just stay plugged in for those things. And if you have any questions, as always, please feel free to let me or any of the Paulists know, or anyone on staff here. We really miss you, and we look forward to all being together again. But thanks be to God, there are some resources out there that can help us on the journey in the meantime. Okay, so God bless you all. Okay, goodbye.